or right on the crossover, that God should equip everybody. Everybody should get ready to prepare on how you must be a producer of something. Because even as we have entered the year 2025, everybody must have what's called the access to production, the access to being a producer of any particular thing. But if you ask the major prophet of God to talk more on the area of your production, it should be more of things that are edible. And when you talk about things that are edible, you're talking about things that are eatable. Edible things should be the area of your concentration, because the world is tightened up. The world in general is tightened up, because there's going to be a test run of different things on the face of the earth. And all these things that are going to be test run on the face of the earth, the people who are now currently the billionaires of the earth are making what's called a plan. And these plans they are making, major prophet of God has seen it even before now. Major prophet of God, by the grace of God, has known it all before now by the Spirit of God. Because God cannot do anything cannot happen except the Lord has revealed to his servant, the major prophet of God. God has already revealed to major prophet of God that there's what's called a new plan to move what's called the second phase of the earth, outside the earth. When I talk about this, many people will try to challenge the major prophet of God, or try to come and oppose the major prophet of God. That's what's called the second phase. And this very second phase is what's called outside the space. This is outside the edge. Right there in outside this space. The edge. Outside the edge. This is a different planet altogether. This is a different place that want to be developed, that want to be inhabited, that want to be produced, that want to be made a place where they are going to source out all the wealth of the earth to go and develop. This is a place they are about to go and develop. This is a place they are about to go and develop there and move as many as possible, move them out of this face of the earth and move them straight away to the place that have been developed. And when the people are moved out of this earth to the place that is developed, what is it all about? It is all about the end. Because there's a lot of things that are happening in the spiritual world that the enemy wants to rule by all means. But as long as we are in the world, the Bible says we are the light of the world, and the light will continue to shine in darkness, and darkness will not comprehend it, because God will always remain God, and while man remain man. In the realm of the spirit, God knows how to help his people and push his people to get to the point of their destination. And so we must continue to pray that God should cause these plans of the wicked people not to succeed. And this plan has been test run and is about to completely succeed. But the saints of God, the children of God, should pray there should not be alternative to this earth as long as the earth remaineth, until Christ is come and take his people. There should not be alternative to this earth. When there is alternative to this earth, they will just run all the equipments and all the destructions, and they will lose what's called the hell. And when the hell is loose, it becomes a very big issue. Let the believers pray about this matter. Some of you will be like, oh, this matter is not a matter to be serious. It's not a matter to take serious. When is it going to happen? Everything that the Lord has revealed to his servant, the major prophet of God, is for a time. And if you are conversant with me, you will know that all the prophecies, they come one after the other, one after the other. And before you know it, it is where the Lord has said that it will be. That's where it is going to be. Because in the realm of the spirit, these things I am seeing will trigger what's called the power seat in America to have a different reshufflement. Pay attention to this. Pay attention to this. Make your prophet of God see at it in many years before it will start to happen. There's going to be what's called a power reshuffle right there in the seat of power in America, because whoever sits on the seat of America will have to comply for this issue. A major prophet of God is seeing, and this is what's called evacuation of humanity, especially the billionaires, out of the earth for alternative edge. And this alternative earth will be more of like artificial earth. Even though God has created the universe and that is place is a place that has been on its own, but there's going to be what's called moving, what's called the billionaires to this very place to go and stay there and make this earth whatever they want to do. And so whosoever sit on the seat of America will have to be pushed or forced to attest or to support and to join this very plans that is on ground in the realms of the spirit. Remember the last year when the Lord was giving me revelations, I talked about the meeting right there in the space, and many of you were like, oh, what's this man talking about? Major prophet of God will always reveal mysteries as the Lord give the mysteries to his servant, the major prophet of God, to prophesy things the way they are before they begin to happen on the face of the earth. Because I'm seeing in no distant time, I am seeing a sitting president of America that's going to turn to what's called life president. What's this all about? Is this going to be the Donald Trump, or who is going to do this? What's going to happen here? Who is this person that want to sit on the seat of America, to sit there permanently, just like Russia, just like China, and just like other countries, like the country of what's called this was called in the realm of the spirit, this was called like the country of the country that's called this was called North Korea, sitting there permanent life president. And this issue also will become an issue that they will push up in Nigeria to also do the same thing here in Nigeria. And if this thing happen in Nigeria, that means the president of the country, Nigeria, will become a life president, and that means two people will sit on that seat permanently, and you can do nothing, you can move him. Or what's going to happen this? Major prophet of God is already in the spiritual world, connecting with the spiritual dot, and the dots that are already linking each other the way they are now in the realm of the spirit, to now begin to look at all these things the way they are spiritually designed right there in the spiritual world. The major prophet of God is bringing this issue as the Lord has opened the eye of the major prophet, because in the realm of the spirit, the person that sits on the seat of American presidents is going to be forced to sit there permanently as a life president. And then I begin to cry, what is happening to, where is the democracy? And what's the democracy all about? Where's the democracy? And democracy, or whatever you call it now, become what's called truncated and shattered and put by the side. Democracy for other things, but democracy not for the seat of presidency. Please, if you're watching me right now, I want you to be a witness. Comment witness, meaning that you are already hearing what I'm saying. Please, wherever you're watching me, comment witness, because these things are already designed in the spiritual world. And when the news will begin to come up and you begin to hear the rumors of these things, some of them will start what's called third time agenda, and from third time agenda you begin to hear other things, and before you know it, this is what is going to surface on the face of the earth. Comment witness wherever you're watching this very program. Let the world know that you are the witness of this message that is coming forth. Because when things will surely come to be on the face of the earth, you will be able to tell other people that you were there live when the prophecy was given live. Because you're going to hear a news right there on your BBC and CNN and other world news outlets.
So, guys, I believe we heard what the major prophet of God has to say concerning what is about to happen in the world. And this video is kind of crazy, and I know that a lot of people are tired of prophecy this, prophecy that. But these things are for you to take note of it. Sometimes I tell you that forget about who is actually giving you the prophecy. Look at the content of the message the person is passing. Yes, probably it may be an article, like somebody commented on my comment section saying that some of all these men of God, they are actually making research, reading things that are happening, and then they come to say God is God, that God is not going to forgive them. I understand you. that dear person that actually made that comment. I understand that some people are using the name of God to lie all in the name of prophecies, to get view, to get money at the end of the day, because anything they say, because we Africa, it has become a norm or a tradition for us that when we hear prophecy, our ears rises as if we are rabbits. You understand? So please, I'm begging each and every one of us to also take this prophecy serious. Despite that it is a prophecy, I'm sure you've seen one or two things that is actually happening, things that people are saying. Some of us think that they are just saying these things for granted, or they are just saying these things for fun, because I think I heard where somebody said that this earth is going to be polluted in a way that the rich are going to create a place for their self in space, and they will move their self there one after the other. Like, you get my point. Those people that they are saying they are the middle class people on earth here, those are going to be their servants and workers over there. They are talking about billionaires, and I'm like, wow, is this thing true? Because if there is no population like earth here, where is the fun of it all? There will be nothing like fun at the end of the day. But they say they will leave some certain type of people here because you will not be able to afford to go. The living condition over there will be better because the earth will be so polluted. Yes, I know that a lot of things is happening to Mother Earth, and earth is not at its original state that it has been. You talk about air pollution, you talk about a lot of things that are happening, rivers that are drying up, mountains that are not supposed to collapse are collapsing. So a lot of things are changing in as much as the world is getting advanced, or the world is going digital. Let's put it that way. A lot of things are happening, and these things, people are acting it as a movie. They are putting it out there for us, but it's left for us to actually analyze these things and say. Sometimes when I watch a certain movie and I read some things on social media, I'll be like, wow, this is actually what they have actually acted. I remember I watched a movie about this particular illness that happened 5 years ago, and a lot of people took it for granted. And then there's a particular movie that I finished, I think that was somewhere September of last year, The 100. I didn't even want to continue the movie anymore because it was too long. It was on Netflix as of them. And imagine when this earth was polluted, they have to live on space. And then at the end of the day, they sent 100 young people to live on Earth to see whether it's habitable. And then they live on Earth for 7 years. Then some people were now coming down to Earth to experience whether it's habitable or not. Then it became a fight of people that want to share boundary, this, that, a whole lot of things. It's an interesting movie. You can actually check it out, look for it, and watch it if you really want to know what the world is actually turning to these days. See, you find all your answers, all your questions in that particular movie. Believe me, you in as much as yes, that movie it's kind of long and hectic at the beginning. If you're someone that is not patient, you'll not be able to understand it. But exactly what the major prophet is saying is something that has been art in that particular movie. And when he's saying it, every pictures, every image, every scene, every character in that movie was displaying in my head. And I'm saying, God, please let this not be our portion, because it's not every one of us that can actually afford 3 square meal. Talk more of to have the funds to be able to go to space. In as much as making money, it's a bit more easier for us now, but it's still difficult at the same time to come by if you don't have the patience, the zeal to actually pursue some certain kind of thing. Believe me, you're going to look for the shorter way out of poverty, which is not the answer. Mostly it falls in, had I known, a lot of regrets. Why did I go and do this? Why did I go and do that at the end of the day? Just because you want to make ends meet. And if Nigeria, this one that he's saying that they want to make a life president between US and Nigeria, that Baba is going to sit on seat forever until Baba kick bucket, or until ancestor come knocking at the door and say, Omo, come on, you go, your time is up, you get. Now that time before they will change. So there is nothing like democracy when it comes to voting, electing a president. Democracy in that area is dead and gone forever if we should let these things happen. And I'm like, do we even have control? Does our words hold water in Nigeria, in this part of the world? You know, in South Korea, China, and all those things, once a particular president or leader actually go and meet his ancestors, if not, another one will not come. That is what is being called a life president. I think that is in government. So please, I'm begging each and everyone out there to put our beloved nation Nigeria. I feel like America can actually do with their own shit. Their system is not as broken as ours is. Sometimes I think that was early today. I was in a particular place with someone and I was like, oh, do you know that we are still going through slave trade in a modernized way? We are not being chained on our neck. There's no chain on our neck, hand, and leg. This one we can live, we can do whatever we want to do, but we are still being oppressed by this particular individual. We just want to copy lifestyles, everything, copy and paste. That is what we are doing, and that is the worst of slavery. Honestly, you think in your little mind that you're free, but you're not free. You can see everything around you is just going into one direction. That is why the elite will keep on being the elite, and why the poor are growing by the day. We that we don't have money, you can see that our populations are more than those that have money. So if such incidents should happen, what will become of us? What will become of our faith? What will happen to us at the end of the day? Do we actually sit down to actually think about these things, analyze it the way that is going to affect us greatly? But no, we don't think about all these things. We just do what we want to do, which is very, very bad for me. But we pray that God is in control, God is in charge, and God is actually going to see us through. So, beloved brothers and sisters, that is what I want to share with you guys. And please, before I go, if you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, kindly pause those videos, subscribe, comment, like, share. And also don't forget to turn on the post notification to get notified, so that whenever we upload a new video, you'll be the first to be notified easily. And if you're a returning subscriber, oh my goodness, I want to use this opportunity to say a very big thank you. Thank you for always tuning in, and thank you for always watching our video. God bless you as you do that all the time. So guys, that is just what I want to say, and I'll see you shortly.